How to study in 2026. If you are staring at a massive pile of notes, lecture slides, and open browser tabs right now, your brain is probably screaming at you to just start reading from page 1 and not stop until you physically pass out. You feel like if you just push harder, the information will somehow stick. That right there is a biological trap. Cognitive scientists call it the illusion of competence. It is the single biggest mistake people make when trying to learn anything. You read a textbook or documentation, you recognize the words, and your brain tricks you into thinking, oh, I know this. But recognizing information on a page is completely different from being able to actually retrieve it under pressure. And if you appreciate these deep dive breakdowns and the custom visual illustrations that help make complex concepts actually click, take a quick second to hit that like button and subscribe. It genuinely helps push this content out to more learners and encourages us to keep making videos like this. For a long time, we passed through two big eras of learning. First was the traditional roadmap: follow a rigid syllabus, watch long lectures, take notes, do exercises, and eventually build something. It worked, but it required endless hours of passive consumption. Then came the binge-watching era. You watch 14 hours of coding tutorials or recorded lectures on YouTube over weekend. Consuming educational content feels like learning, but you end up sitting there having barely written a line of code or solved a single problem yourself. Now, we are in 2026, the interactive AI era. The entire landscape of learning has shifted from simply consuming information to actively interacting with it. But here is the central truth you need to understand. AI should not be your replacement for thinking. It should be your training partner. There is a massive difference between asking an AI to explain an assignment and give you the answer, versus saying, I do not understand this concept, explain it simply, and then ask me questions to see if I actually get it. The first option outsources your cognition. The second uses AI to stimulate your cognition. To make this work in practice, you need a structured strategy. It starts with understanding your biology. Maintaining focus requires top-down processing from your prefrontal cortex, which uses a massive amount of energy. When you try to force that for 12 hours straight, you run out of fuel. Your brain defaults to bottom-up processing, meaning every notification or minor thought completely steals your attention. Instead of burning yourself out, deploy a strict 14-day framework whenever you face a major exam or complex topic. If this kind of evidence-based, practical strategy is saving you from late-night panic right now, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Your support is what drives us to keep building these detailed visual guides and changing how we approach learning together. Step 1 is the rule of 8. Take every single piece of material you need to learn, slides, PDFs, notes, articles, and divide them into exactly 8 equal effort sections. Forget organizing purely by subject modules. Focus on manageable daily chunks. You cover one section per day for the first 8 days, leaving 6 full days at the end for reviewing, testing, and refining. Step 2 is limiting your volume. Adopt the 6-hour rule. Plan for a maximum of 4 90-minute study sessions a day. High-efficiency active learning for 6 hours will always beat 12 hours of exhausted, passive reading. And remember to schedule your life commitments and rest into your calendar first. Step 3 is where AI transforms your workflow. Instead of endlessly searching for the perfect online course, take your exact source materials, your lecture slides, textbooks, code docs, and notes, and drop them into an AI workspace. You are building a custom learning engine grounded purely in your material. Now, treat the AI as a Socratic tutor. If you are trying to learn a complex concept like binary search or clean architecture, do not just ask for a summary. Start by asking the AI to explain it using a real-world analogy. Next, ask it to break down the actual step-by-step logic. Then, tell the AI, give me an example scenario, but do not give me the answer, let me predict each step. Follow that up by saying, ask me targeted questions until I figure out why this works. Once you think you have it, ask for a practical exercise. Write out your solution or explanation, submit it, and tell the AI, review my reasoning, do not fix it for me, but point out where my logic went wrong. Notice what happened there. The AI did not do the work for you. It trained you to understand the material. As you progress through your study framework, Constantly refine your knowledge. Move from messy initial notes to condensed essentials, and finally to single keyword triggers. Test yourself using active recall methods, like trying to explain the topic out loud to an empty room. If you stumble while speaking, you instantly spot the gap in your knowledge. And finally, respect sleep. Sleep is the exact moment your brain moves information from fragile short-term memory into long-term storage. Studying for 12 hours and sleeping for 4 is the equivalent of writing a brilliant essay and turning off your computer without hitting save. You do not need to master 100% of everything to achieve incredible results. The Pareto principle reminds us that 80% of your marks come from mastering the core 20% of high-value concepts. Stop reading passively. Stop watching endless playlists. Build your AI learning space, divide your materials, and start actively retrieving. The future of learning isn't having AI learn for you. It's having AI make you better at learning. Don't use AI to avoid learning. Use AI to make learning harder to avoid.